Today in this video, we'll be looking at what this optional chaining operator basically is and how it works and why it is actually needed. Alright, so I've used this traditional approach and a modern approach for the same operation for your better understanding. Alright, so let's dive into the video. So here, first of all, I'd like to show you an official documentation about optional chaining. So what it says is the optional chaining operator accesses an object's property or calls a function. If the object accessed or function call using this operator is undefined or null, the expression short circuits and evaluates to undefined instead of throwing an error. Little confusing, right? But don't worry, because we'll look at all of these things thoroughly from the code section. So let's see that. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, first of all, I like to show you a traditional approach. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to access the name property from the user object, right? Because if you see here, it's an object and there's a profile again, which is a nested object, right? And then I'm trying to access this name, right? Checking all the condition if the user and profile are null or undefined or not. Isn't it? Because if they are null or undefined, in that case, I have to, I cannot access those, and then I'll have to do something else, right? And that is why I've used this else section, right? If you see here, there's a condition, if else, that's what I'm doing. So let's see from first. So what I'm doing here is, first of all, I have this user. So what I'm doing here is I'm checking if the user is not null or undefined. That means if the user is not nullis or not, right? That means if the user is not nullis, only in that case, I'll proceed further and I'll again check if the user.profile is not nullis. Nullis means null or undefined, okay? Now again, if the user.profile is not null or not undefined, only in that case, I can go further and then check if the user.profile.name is not null or undefined. Only in that case, I'm assigning this traditional username as user.profile.name. Otherwise, I'm assigning traditional username to unknown. Now, if you see here, if any of this, if user or user.profile or any of these are undefined, then the whole expression would be falsy, isn't it? And then the else section will run, right? Only if every of these expressions, if every operands, if you see here, if user.profile.name, user.profile, and user, each of them are not null or not undefined, only in that case, I can assign user.profile.name to traditional username, right? Now, if you see here, in a modern approach, the same operation or the same thing can be done in a better way, or in a very less code, so that would be more efficient, isn't it? So what I'm doing here is I'm checking if so what this optional operator do is, now we'll check that out. So if the user is not null or undefined, only in that case I can access this profile, because if the user is undefined or null, in that case the whole expression will short circuit and evaluate to undefined. That means it'll return as undefined in that case, right? That is what it is saying, isn't it? Okay, and we'll see that. Okay, and in that case, if it returns undefined, now what is this? This is a nullis coalescing operator. Now what it does is very simple. What it does is, if the left hand value is undefined, in that case it'll return as unknown. Exactly what we're doing here, right? So what this optional chaining operator did is it actually checked if the operand is not null or not undefined or not, right? If any of these are null or undefined, then in that case the whole expression from here to here will short circuit and return as undefined. Okay, and if it is undefined, with the help of this nullis coalescing operator, we can provide what we want in the case if we have undefined in the left hand side, right? That is exactly what this optional chaining operator achieved in a very less code. Alright, so that was the use, and let's check here. If you see here, I have used traditional username, I've logged traditional username and modern username, right, to see if the value would be same or not. And if you can see here, I've already run, right? So let me run it again. And if you see here, both of them are providing the same value, this one, right? And that's it. That's it for this video. So to summarize, this knowledge coalescing operator basically makes your code efficient and reduce the development time. That's it for this video. I'll be coming back with other tutorials regarding Nextjs, TypeScript, JavaScript, React.js, HTML, CSS, and so many other things about front-end development. And until then, have a great day.